Hi, I'm Janet, and welcome to a virtual wildflower tour of the North Pond. I'm a volunteer for the Lincoln Park Conservancy, and I get to garden here as well as show people around. One of the weeds and invasive plants that we have at North Pond is a rather showy plant. It's called Burdock. Burdock has large basal leaves in its first year that could look like wild rhubarb, and then in its second year forms a flower that'll be purple and sort of thistly looking, and then it will form a seed head that has lots of seeds that will fly all over and plant new weeds for us. Excellent. Another weedy plant which has been recognized as an introduced weed ever since the earliest Europeans came to the U.S. is plantain. The plantain has a narrow leaf, and its flower head always reminds me of a little fairy crown. The delicate little flowers bloom in succession from the bottom up to the top. And then the seeds are actually what psyllium fiber comes from. If you've ever heard of mucinex, the psyllium fiber comes from these little seeds in the plantain. Is peppergrass. This is in the mustard family. And mustards are renowned for being tremendous seed producers. So each of these little green sort of paddle-shaped projections along the stem is a seed, and the flowers are minute, way at the tip here. And the leaves and these green seeds are edible. They have a kind of a warmth, a peppery warmth, and a little bit of sweetness. It reminds me of arugula. And while I'm talking about consuming things, of course you would never ever put anything in your mouth unless you're 100% sure of what it is. Bittersweet Nightshade. It has these spectacular deep purple flowers with the yellow, and this actually requires a strong bee to open this up in order to pollinate this flower. And then it fruits. This looks like a little cluster of cherry tomatoes, perhaps. These will turn yellow and red in a very short time. This is in the Solanaceae or nightshade family. It's a close relative of tomatoes, potatoes, and green pepper. And it's one of the toxic nightshades, like bitter nightshade, that was used from the time of the Egyptians in the old world for battle and for intrigue. Sometimes it was used to tip arrows, and sometimes it was used to poison somebody in Caesar's court. So the nightshades have a long and interesting history. From them we also get beneficial things like atropine and scopolamine, used for seasickness. And the nightshades also give us belladonna, which has been used as a recreational drug and called belladonna because supposedly Italian women would take this and it would dilate their pupils to make them more attractive. And today, actually, that's the type of medicine that's used to dilate your pupils when you go to the eye doctor. We have another nightshade family plant. This one is called ground cherry, and it has the typical tomato plant flower sort of a bell-shaped flower. This one has a lovely purple center. And when this plant is pollinated, it forms a husk around a seed. So this may remind you of a tomatillo that you see in the grocery store. Let's see, yeah. So you can open this one up and you can see inside this beautiful husk is the ripening fruit, which contains the seeds for next year's weedy ground cherries. This is Bladderwort or white campion, and you can see why it's called bladder, because it has this enlarged ovary at the base of the flower. And when this flower has been pollinated, it forms a seed capsule. And the seed capsule is encased in little feathery coatings, and we can take it off and we have a gorgeous little vase. And inside the vase are the seeds, and these seeds are picked out by the birds as they come through, and they're a nice source of nutrition as well as a source of, yes, next year's weeds. Thank you for joining us for a virtual tour around the pond, and I hope you'll come back another time.